Hey guys, I just wanted to talk to you today about your projects a little bit. All right, I'm going to introduce those to you guys today. What's going to happen is that later today, well, this is already shared with you, and it is numbered 1 through 23. They're all sets of data, and I'm going to assign you one of those sets of data. So I will directly message you or email you. I'm probably just going to message you through Google Classroom and tell you which of these sets of data is yours for you to do. And then that is going to be your responsibility for this project. So the instructions are right on this thing. There's also a rubric that I have put up, so you can check the rubric and see all the things that you need to complete. There's also just a little check sheet that might help you go through it. I threw it on there just in case you guys want to look at it. But your project is going to be make a scatter plot from your data. You're going to have to label the axes, label everything, and then make a line of best fit. You're going to describe what the correlation is, the relationship. Is it positive? Is it negative? Is there no relationship? You're going to pick 2 points, and you're going to find your line of best fit. You're going to find the slope, you're going to find the y-intercept, and then write that equation on your project. And then each of the data sets has one that has a question mark in it. Whatever that x value is, that's going to be your missing point. So you're going to take that value and you're going to estimate, using your line of best fit, what will that value end up being according to your model. And then you also are going to get points for making it creative and colorful. So here's an example that I have for you. The front, you can see that we know what the project's about. It's about alternatively fueled vehicles. And we plotted all of those points. So the data set is on the back here. Here's the table of values that they were given. It is nice when that is included on the project, so that would be a good thing to do. And then they drew their graph. Notice we had a squiggle right here, so they skipped some points. They probably could have skipped some more because there's a lot of empty right here. But there's that. We plotted our points. And then you can see that they wrote in the 2 points that they chose to write their equation with. And then all of their work is here on the back. It's a positive correlation. Here's my slope. Here's my y-intercept. Here's my line of best fit. And then here is me plugging in the value I didn't know. So what you're going to do is you can make this electronically if you would like. I figured that might be the easiest for you guys. I think for you guys who are virtual, instead of jumping through hoops and making you like record yourself or something like that, I think what I'm going to do is just give you the points for presenting by turning it in, whatever. So you won't have to worry about presenting it. I'm just going to look at your project. So somewhere in Google Slides, I've had people who use Google Slides to do it before, which is totally fine. You're going to have to figure out, like, how do I make a graph? All right, how do I make a table? You're going to have to kind of work through those things. And you can do it on Google Slides. Make, one slide the graph, one slide your table of values, the next slide all your work showing your slope, your y-intercept, your line of best fit, and then whatever you got when you, for the point that you had to find, your prediction point. And then, you can put your correlation on there, label everything. Be careful when you're making your graph that you label the X and Y axis, that you're putting what numbers those are. You can absolutely do that all digitally, and then just share it with me. That would be completely fine. If you want to make it like this and then just take a picture, that would also be appropriate and fine. Notice that if you do it digitally or on paper, it needs to have some color on there. This person just did roads, which is totally fine. That's kind of a cool little thing, and added some cars. Your pictures, there should be some sort of picture on there that's creativity, should have to do with your project, right? So if you get how many animals live on a farm, you can throw some farm animals on there, right? If you get how many touchdowns are scored yearly by NFL teams, then you can throw some football stuff on there, whatever you want. But it should have something to do with your project in particular. As you look at the rubric, it's really not a hard project. It's worth the same amount of points as like a test would be worth for us. So take your time. Basically what's going to happen is today in class I'm just going to introduce it. I'm going to answer questions and I'm going to hand out their data sets just like I'm going to do for you guys. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week are going to be working on this project in class. So for you guys, maybe you get it all done in one day. Obviously my kids in class only have 40 minutes, and part of that's, getting in here, part of that's cleaning up. So that's a lot less time. For you guys, you can kind of, make your rough copy of it. Maybe you want to, I'm not going to be very helpful. If you have questions, you need to ask that tomorrow in office hours or whatever. Obviously, we have that retake session or whatever, that's fine too. But if you guys, send an email, if there's stuff that you're not getting, because I'm not going to be super helpful during the project. This is like your test grade. So I'm testing that you know how to do these things. So the math part of it, obviously there's videos for you guys. You can go back and watch me teach this stuff and use your data and kind of go through the same steps. You should be able to get there. But I will answer general questions. So if you guys have questions about the project, like instructions and stuff like that, definitely ask and I can kind of steer you in the right direction. Again, if you want to do it digital or if you want to do it hard copy, either one of those is fine for me. I'm just going to need one of those. This is what you're going to have the rest of the week. So I probably just won't even post for you guys. It'll just be one post on your project. And then obviously we have that week off after Friday. So when we come back, I'm just going to say that they're due that day. You should obviously have them done before we go into this little break. So, turn it in. I'm not going to start grading them. This will be the first grade on your next quarter. So, turn them in, get that stuff done. Well, I should have you turn them in Friday because then I can grade them that next week. That is such a better idea. You should be, obviously, try to turn them in by Friday. Yeah, that's a good idea. So, yeah, that's good. I'll say technically not due, but there's no reason you shouldn't be able to get this done in 3 days of work. This is really like, 3 days of in class. For you guys, that's like, a couple hours and you're done with the whole thing. Make it look nice. If it's not neat, I will take points off. And just make sure you follow that rubric, follow the checklist, okay? That's really all I got. I'll assign your data. You guys will probably see that later today as I go through and send it all to you. I'm just going to send you a number. So this document, each data set is numbered over here on the side. As you can see, that's number 11, right? So I'm going to send you that you have data set 12. Pull up, open this document, you can go to 12, and then you can go, that's the only set of data you're working on is the one that I send you. That's your number, your particular number. And it should work out, I think, that we will have, pretty much everyone has something different. So that's really good. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. You have the instructions, you just need your data set. Actually, I guess your instructions are on there, but you guys can look at the sets and see what you need to do. Look at the rubric. That's really the one that I would look at when I'm looking at what I need to do for each part. And then if you guys have any questions, just make sure that you ask, okay? All right, We'll see you guys later.